Today we're going to make a very, very special Parmesan Rinds Stock. Super simple, takes about 30 to 45 minutes on the stovetop, and you can have it for 7 days to 9 days and use it as the base of your kids' pasta, as the base of your vegetables. It's so delicious. I want this stock so frequently that it's impossible for me to grate enough rinds to make this on a daily. So I went to my local grocery store thinking that they were just gonna give me for free their leftovers, but they charged me, but super cheap. I just asked them for some Parmesan rinds and they handed me a whole bag of it. I mean, I'm seeking the Parmesan rinds. That's how precious these are. So don't throw them away. And if you don't want to do this, just call me. I'll come pick it up because the darn grocery stores are charging me now. And I'll take it for free. These are the aromatics. We have homemade chicken stock. I made some rotisserie chicken and used the bones to make chicken stock. We have peppercorn, about 3 to 4 garlic cloves, 3 bay leaves, a whole shallot, some thyme, and of course, Parmesan rind. So basically everything is just gonna go in the pot. That's how simple it is. So we're gonna pour our homemade chicken stock, whatever, depends on how much you're going to use. I am serving a family of 4, so I do 4 cups. Drop the peppercorn, my shallots, garlic cloves, and my bay leaf. So now we're going to put our Parmesan in a cheesecloth. This is probably the only part of this whole recipe that takes a little bit of work. So I really like mine tart and salty. I'm gonna use 6, but totally up to you. One more. So just hug it up. My first experience with cheesecloth was making homemade yogurt with my grandmother. So pretty. And the last thing that goes in, your thyme. And again, just like your stock, you don't want this to come to a boil. Bring it to a light simmer, and I would say low, medium, and let it sit there and do its thing. And in the meantime, it'll give you an opportunity to go make the kids' pasta or your vegetables that you're going to top this off with. Whatever it is, your dinner could get started while this is simmering. It's been about an hour. I know earlier I said 30 to 45 minutes, but you can gauge this however you would like to. My stock needed more flavor, so I let it sit for another 15 to 20 minutes so all the Parmesan rinds could release itself. And now if you could see, there's like a little gelatin situation happening, and that lets me know that it's rich enough. And we're going to strain all the goodies. Hello, Khatira, who doesn't know how to stew. Oh, God. Okay, the key is go fast. Don't go gentle. Oh my God, it smells so good. And that's the Parmesan rind stock. You could save this up to 7 to 10 days in your refrigerator and use it for anything. Soup, vegetables, pasta, your chicken jus. You could also do this vegetarian and just use vegetable stock. You don't have to necessarily use chicken or beef, but it's so good. Just trust me. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the base of our pasta. This is a 1/4 cup of the Parmesan Rinds Stock that we just finished making. And you want to do pretty much the same with the butter. So this is a 1/4 cup. Sorry, I'm about to use my fingers. Don't get weirded out. Bring it up to a boil. So I don't know if your kids are anything like my kids. They really just want a butter sauce when I'm making their pasta. This way, I can introduce more flavors into their just butter pasta dish without them even knowing. And they think this is the most incredible dish. The butter gives the sauce some body and texture. And the pasta, you know, becomes really, really creamy. This is leftover pasta. It's about 2 cups. So we're just going to let the pasta soak in all that delicious Parmesan stock and butter. So once the pasta has been completely glazed with the sauce, at this point you want to grate a ton of Parmesan cheese. This is not your diet dish, I will say that. But these little kids' metabolisms, my God, do I envy them. So this looks a little dry for me. I'm gonna add a tad bit more stock. This would probably be equivalent to a teaspoon. Turn off the heat at this point. You don't want the sauce to break. If you feel at this point that you may have put too much butter and it's a little oily, you could add more stock. But to me, I think it's really delicious and it's good. We're gonna taste it for salt. This is my favorite part of making my kids' dinners. Also, that's another thing. How many moms out there just eat their kids' food because they don't have time? This way, you know, make it good for you if you're about to eat all their leftovers anyways. Oh gosh, so hot. I would add more salt, but it depends on your kids and how they like it. I would add a little black pepper to this right now. And if you wanted to hide some vegetables, I add peas to this. I'll add spinach to it. Sometimes I'll add corn if they're really begging me for it. And that way they're, you know, eating a little bit of greens with their carb-full dinner. Let's plate this. That looks delicious. Penne pasta made out of the Parmesan Rinds stock. A beautiful, simple dish that was made out of scraps, and you would never be able to tell if you took a bite of this. In fact, I think what makes this dish so good is the scraps.